What's going on, y'all? Okay, I saw this YouTube short that came across my timeline, and it was Josh Price dancing with a K-pop group. I wasn't familiar with this K-pop group, but I was like, this choreography goes so stupid, and it was so grounded in hip-hop foundation that I was like, I must see what's going on with this. I must check it out. So here we are. Y'all finna watch this with me, and we finna get into it, y'all. I'm telling you, we finna get into it. So without further ado, this is RIIZE, and the song is called Siren. It's the full dance practice, and oh man, knowing that Josh Price choreographed this, I know this is about to go absolutely insane. So expect a lot of pauses, because I get excited about hip hop, especially when it's done properly. Hopefully it's done properly, and from what I saw, it is, and we got all the foundations in there. So if you here to learn, you finna learn today, because I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break down the foundations they use in certain parts, where the weight distribution is, the most important factors of the execution. Let's jump right in. Also, if this is your first time coming to my page, welcome, sir, to Hard Dance University, or madam. My name is Melvin A.C. Howell. I'm a professional choreographer, creative director, and I make dance education more accessible to all who are interested. Yeah? Alright, bro, so let's go. Let's jump in. Straight way. RIIZE, Siren, dance practice, full version. Okay, here we go. Woo, I'm hyped. Eat this up. Mind y'all, I've never heard of RIIZE before, so I'm like, dang, I gotta look more into them. Here we go. Okay, already. Pulling back in it. Cause they could have just went straight into, they could have held out pulling back and then they could have went into the siren, but they pulling back in it, going straight into it. All right. So if you're not familiar with Josh Price, go check out his choreography, because his choreography is insane. He's such an incredible choreographer. Musicality, the execution, so on point. He really embodies hip hop, and I love that. So if you haven't heard of him, go check him out. But I just thought I had to pause there. I'm really excited about this, so I'm gonna pause a lot, just so you know. Watch these foundations. Okay, they've already hit all of the foundations, and they're only daggum 30 seconds in. So the foundations that they hit are bounce, rock, and groove, right? So they haven't really gotten to like, yeah, no, they did do a groove actually. So we have bounce. I like to separate bounce into two separate types of bounces. You have toe bounce and you have knee bounce. So toe bounce is any kind of bounce bouncing on your toes. So you'll notice whenever they're bouncing side to side, traveling side to side, they're on the balls of their feet, that's a toe bounce. Whenever they are getting deeper into their plies, that's a knee bounce, because it requires more knees than it does toes. And then they have their rocks. They're using body rocks. Super crucial. You cannot be dancing hip hop if you don't have rocks. You cannot be dancing hip hop if you do not have bounce. And you cannot have hip hop if you don't have the grooves. And they have the grooves. So let me run this back. Now that you're aware, let's get into it. Toe bounce. Groove. Yeah, back with a new generation. drops, knee bounces, right there, toe bounce, grooves. Yo, they are dope. Siren! Oh my god, first of all, the song has such a 80s, 90s hip-hop vibe, and I am loving it. It takes me back. You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever heard the song Jump by Crisscross? I think it's like late 80s, early 90s or something like that. Super, super dope song. But that's the energy that this gives me, and it's like keeping real, genuine hip-hop alive, and I absolutely love that. I have this conversation with friends and colleagues all the time where I feel like the US is really slacking on hip-hop. Like, we have a few hip-hop artists that are like known, and then otherwise a lot of the individuals who are doing real hip-hop are just not made mainstream or popular because it's more popular to follow trends musically here in the US, unfortunately, in certain musical genres. But in Japan, in Korea, and in Mexico, they are keeping real hip hop alive, and I absolutely adore that so much. And RIIZE is killing this because not only are their hip hop foundations, they're eating it up, but they hired the right choreographer for this. They could have hired somebody else who was like, yeah, I do choreography and I've worked with this person and this person and this person, but then it wouldn't have ate like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope. This part, eating up, because the multitasking from their body rock to their arms, and then the timing, and then from here all the way around to here, their feet are also moving. So they're multitasking. They're hitting multiple beats, multiple timings, multiple tempos and textures to bring it all together as one picture. That's dope. Directional change. Come on, Dougie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the pillars of hip hop, you have, let me make sure I don't miss any. You have MCing, you have DJ, you have graffiti, you have education, and you have breaking. You cannot forget breaking. It's one of the 5 pillars of hip hop as a whole, as a culture, as a lifestyle. Right? Not just hip hop dance, but like all encompassing what hip hop is. And not only did they hit all of the hip hop foundations, bounce, rock, and groove, but they're hitting hip hop pillars as well with breaking. So that just, not only is that kudos to RIIZE for executing this nicely and keeping this alive, but big kudos to Josh Price for bringing that in, like understanding, like, okay, this is hip hop. We're gonna make this real hip hop, not just not commercial dance, not jazz funk, not street dance, not contemporary, and then we're gonna call it hip hop, but like real hip hop. And this one thing that bothers me so much at dance studios is people like, oh, we offer hip hop. And I'm like, that's not hip hop. I don't know who told you that was hip hop, but they lying to you and you're whitewashing the culture and the history. RIIZE, thank you so much. Josh, thank you so much for keeping real hip hop alive and keeping real hip hop education going. And RIIZE, y'all are exhibiting great fundamental hip hop properties. So I love that. Let's keep going. Yeah, boy.
Oh, man.
Woo! Yes. Real hip hop dance, execution, pillars, foundations. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. RIIZE. Yes. Josh. Yes. Yes. So good. And it's my first time. YouTube did me justice with sending this to my feed, because I don't think I would have heard of RIIZE for a while. And then I saw that video and I was like, let me check this out. Wow. I'm glad I did. So incredible. If y'all enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments what y'all want to see next. If there's another group that you think does hip hop really well, let me know, because I want to check it out. Obviously it gets me super hype and I love breaking it down. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe and go ahead and hit those notifications so you don't miss videos moving forward. Thank you so much for your love and support. Let's keep this RIIZE Dance University community growing on a global scale. I want to be the biggest dance page on all of YouTube. You hear me? So let's do that. Let's make it happen. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, a blessed week. Peace, love, dance. Let's go.